Hello everybody and a very good afternoon, good morning, welcome along to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Moseby, here we are, middle for diddle already, middle of the week, can you believe it? It is Wednesday, it is hump day, it is of course Valentine's Day, so may I wish you a very happy Valentine's. I know some people celebrate, some people don't, some people do Galentine's, even though officially that was yesterday, apparently. So happy Galentine's, happy Palentine's, happy Petentines, I don't know, maybe. Listen, Have a great day today, whatever you're doing, and certainly we are sending you lots of love from Crafters TV Towers. If you are in the mood, by the way, for something a little bit Valentine's-y, of course you can check out the Valentine's section on the website where there is a code that you can use, so do make sure you check that out. Now listen, there is lots coming up for you over the course of the day today. We're live at 1 and 5. Later on at 5 o'clock, we've got Beautiful Beginnings, and we're bringing back Essentials Corner. Yes, we're bringing the corner back. So later on tonight, we will be having a bit of a seat down on the sofa. So any questions you want to ask our fantastic expert, you can. Be it about craft, be it about life in general, be it about, I don't know, Valentine's Day quandaries.
Oh.
Could do. You can fire those in later. So that's Beautiful Beginnings. This show is Masterclass, and we are going to show you everything you ever wanted to know when it comes to backgrounds. It's going to be fantastic. We want you to make it super interactive. Fire those questions in. If there's any requests you've got, fire them in. We want to make this a show all about you, and you know I'm on a bit of a mish at the minute to make masterclasses the show. Put them back to proper masterclasses where you get interactive, you ask the questions, you ask to see things, and we deliver. So it's down to you. The pressure's on you guys for this show, because I know lovely Sheena has loads up her sleeve, but we want to know what you want to see, what you want to ask. And honestly, if there's a question to be answered, we've got the lady in the studio to be able to do that today. It is the one and only Fighting fit, because I know she's not been too well. It's everyone's favourite. It's the lovely Sheena Douglas. How are you?
Hello, I'm bordering on well.
Bordering on well?
Yes, woof. I'm dabbling on healthy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's great, yeah. I was not,
because you were taking ill this time sort of last week, weren't you? You weren't feeling brilliant.
Yes, going downhill rapidly.
Yeah.
And then got to like the Thursday and it was like, uh-oh, what's happened? And honestly, I was saying, Ben, we were talking this morning, I was worried that this was going to be one of those things that hangs on because it was so horrible.
Yeah.
Fortunately not. Yay, I'm here, I'm ready to go. And backgrounds, that's like right up my street. I love making a background. So I'm hoping you're going to enjoy this because we're going to be playing at the rate of knots. So you might want to record and slow down or watch back at half speed.
I've seen some little sneaky peeks from you on the socials over the course of the last few days. I've seen what we might be getting up to, and you were chatting about it earlier on and saying we're kind of, you know, going to town here, aren't we? Like,
oh yeah,
Dolby, SFX.
We are going
kind of
full on Spielberg.
Spielberg.
Would you like to see? Would I see on
Come
your
on, what are we going to be doing?
Just a little taste
Come
of what
on.
we're going to be doing. Well, if you like this kind of look here with this background here, we've actually got these stamps available still, but that, if those, I know there's a lot of you have these, but if you like that background, that is what we're going to be creating. I'm going to give you a little like list to go and forage for shortly. Same background, look at that. That's that special effect when I posted on my Facebook page, and I could just stare at that.
How on earth? Are you going to show us how to do that?
Oh yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do that.
Wow.
Look, check it out. Wow, look at how fiery. Look at the depth and that is like, what? And then we're going to do like, you know, totally different side of things, stencil, but resist with the paints. We're going to do a little bit of the faux kind of like textures, like a lapis lazuli look. Look at that.
And you're not trying to tell me that this is going to be achievable for everyone, right?
Oh yeah,
really?
Easy peasy, as easy as, oh, seriously, all of these backgrounds are super easy. We're going to do verdigris background, so this would look really cool. I know we've got butterflies on later. I really want to stamp, emboss, cut one of those butterflies and make it look like a metallic rusty butterfly. Can you imagine how cool that would be? Because, you know, for men's cards as well, that would look well cool. Yeah, so that's a taster. We're going to start baby steps, but trust me, everything that I've done there, you can do it. It's easy as peasy. Easy
as peasy. We've got loads of great goodies on the show. Aqua pens, duet ink pads, Shimmer spray, complete collection. Spring Fairy collection is here. Starting off with the Pigment ink pads, but there's loads. Also, loads of Sheena goodies on this show. And indeed, if you check Beautiful Beginnings later on, amazing deals on Snowflake Stories, Mother Earth. I know we've got a fantastic deal as well on the Bold Butterflies. And if you missed out on the launch yesterday of the Floral Creations, that is still available for you too. If you shop the day, you'll be able to see that. The Showstopper, I do think we still have a small amount of that available too, so do make sure you get in and shop. A few quick hellos. We have got Radical Rachel on the socials. And Stephen Nicole says, good afternoon, everyone. Hello, Stephen. Hello to Sarah Brown, who says, hello, all my crafty friends. Hoping you're all well. Sending big hugs for Valentine's Day from Melbourne, Australia.
G'day.
Geraldine Sadiku says, good morning, Ben and Sheena and all at Crafters Companion and everyone else. Happy Valentine's Day from a wet Argyle and Butte. Happy Valentine's Day. Melanie D says, hello. Hello. Jeffrey Langley says, happy hump day and happy Valentine's to one and all. Same to you, sir. Stephanie Barnett says, good morning. Good morning, Linda from Wisconsin. Debbie Durrant's in. Deborah. Wrong. And she says, happy Valentine's, Sheena folks. Feeling the crafty love. There's a lot of love today.
Yay.
Lisa Beecham is in, saying happy Valentine's Day to everyone.
Yeah, happy, whatever time's day it is, as long as it's sent with love.
Something with love. We'll be crafting today with love. Carolyn Wilson says, good morning from Florida. I'm so glad to see Sheena looking healthy and happy. And of course, Ben looking so handsome. Yeah. We're healthy, happy and handsome today. That's what it is. Cat Butts in, saying happy Valentine's, everybody. Hi, Ben and Sheena. I'm so glad that Sheena is better. I'm excited for more lessons. And also hello to Michelle Knits For You. I think we're all up to date with the hello. So you guys know what to do, right? Let's have some fun. Let's make it interactive. Get the questions in. And even if it's kind of a question which pops up along the way, like if you see Sheena do something and you think, oh, I don't quite understand that, or I didn't quite see what she did there, ask and we can repeat and go over things. That's what the masterclasses are all about. And we're starting off with the opaque pigment ink pads. These are on a cracking deal for you. Basically, it works out, you buy 5, you get 3 free. I said you buy 5,
you get 3 free.
You do get 3 free. That's not easy to say first up on a Wednesday. But these, and as Sheena will show you, super handy ink pads to have because you can do so many different things with them. If you love to blend, these are absolutely perfect. If you love as well to do your heat embossing techniques as well, these are perfect to work with. And actually, you've got a lovely selection of these within the bundle. Like I said, I worked this out that you basically pay for 5, you'll get 3 for free. So you're going to get the Bud. You're also going to get some lovely mixes of colours in here. You've got that super bright orange. You've got the honey pot, which I know is a lot of people's favourite. We do see that being used quite a lot here on the channel. The plum jam. And you can see how you've got colours which are going to work really, really nicely together as well. So your pink tulip is included in here. You've then got your spring meadow. You're going to get your ocean blue. And again, I think a lot of people's favourite is the parakeet. So that is also included in the bundle. £23.96 is your platinum price on that. $35.96 if you're shopping in the US and you are a platinum member. Suzanne Dawn says, Sheena has magic in them fingers of hers. All beautiful backgrounds there. Yeah, and the brilliant thing is what I'm looking forward to, because if you're a little bit like me and you're looking and thinking, that looks impossible, Sheena is going to show you that hopefully it is achievable for all. Yes, absolutely. Because you know what, you've probably got something in your craft room that you can do these techniques with. If they're water-based, that's the one little qualifier that you need. But I have to say as well, these opaque pigment ink pads are rapidly becoming one of my absolute all-time favourites. Why so? Why so? Because first of all, you know, we talk about pigment and dye. Yeah. You know, there's 2 ways to colour something. Dye, pigment. Dye is always not going to be light fast. It's not a permanent thing to use because light does affect it eventually. Whereas pigment, much more light fast. So I'd love to see how good these are. So for mixed media, for wall art, things like that, tick straight away. The second thing is they're opaque. The clues are there. So they're going to go on darker cards. So you can, let me explain. Let me just show you. Right. Yeah, so before you start, I would get a selection of cards. Now, cards that you've probably got in your standard craft stash are things like, you're going to have the multi-purpose, the white card. Yeah, tick. You got that ready. You're going to have your watercolour card. Tick. I've cut all these to size so we can play. But don't discount craft card. You want that. And don't forget you're going to want the black card as well. Because depending on what effect and what look you're going to get, you're going to think about the card base colour. We're going to start with white card and keep it really basic, but as we move along, we'll take it a bit further. For example, the craft card looks really cool with warm colours and opaque. So if I used a dye ink pad on these, this was stenciled with these opaque inks. Yeah. Right? And it wouldn't show up with a dye-based one. It would just, because they're translucent, it shows the background colour too much. But by using, and then a very pale application now that didn't use any glycerin on there, I just blended them. Now that to me
is exactly what I want. I didn't want them darker, I could get it darker, but so craft card's going to work great. For the lapis, I didn't use white card, I used black.
Okay.
Because I wanted that dark undertone, and knowing that the opaque paints would sit on the top, the opaque inks would work for that. Same with this one, didn't start with white, started with black. So get all your card out, and that's the first thing. Start mixing up the base colour card you're going to be using. But let's start with something simple that we've done before. Let's do a Brian special.
Here's Brian!
There he is.
There he is.
Brian, take a bow.
Take a bow.
I thank you. So Brian started out, like, he's kind of morphed into, like, Super Brian. At first, he was just a mere mortal sponge. But, like, a kitchen sponge, part of a bigger picture. But he broke off and become a superhero by simply being cut into 4. And then having bits just pulled out like that, because what you're doing is you're trying to, like, emulate a natural sponge look. You don't want hard lines, you want little bits, so any corners, get rid of that or you'll end up with a brick transfer look. And one sponge, you get 4 Brians out of one sponge. So brilliant. He's got
your sponge now with more Brians than ever before.
It's exactly. He's the best superhero ever, because he just keeps multiplying and keeps
Brian.
Super Brian. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ink like this. So this could be a water resistant ones as well, but you know, water reactive ones, but I love these opaque ones because again, we can do the same techniques with this, and we're going obviously fiery colours. So just splodge this. This has become your colour palette now. We've got the colour down there. We're going to use some water, but we're not going to use loads of water. We're going to just soak Brian in there, give him a little bath, squish it. Go on, yeah, hooray.
Get in there,
and
son.
Then he's going to squeeze that out there, and then we're going to start picking up the lightest colour and start sponging and applying this background where we want it. Look at the colour in that. That's why I'm loving these ink pads. These are packed with colour, but notice what I'm doing, Ben. I'm not doing like, don't get impressionistic, a little bit yellow there, because then it ends up with like one flat look. You want to have bands of each colour, bands of interest, one colour moving into the next, then into the next, because then it looks, can you see we've got yellow then transitioning to the orangey colour there. And just by not having it super wet, we can just build that up a little by little. And we can do another layer if we want, but you can just build the colour up and it becomes really diffused and quite ethereal looking, and kind of like it took a lot longer to get there than we know it did. Now, one thing to do is wipe your mat up if you're going to put more of your ink down, because if you want to reload that, because you don't want to, contaminate your ink pads. You don't want to dilute that ink. So we'll just add a little bit more there. I think I'm not going to bother with the green. I think I'm going to leave that and keep it just all fiery.
And I suppose half the battle, again, as you're showing us here, is knowing which colours are going to work nicely with each other and play to create those backgrounds.
It's just play, yes. What I would do is, if you can think of, like, your warm and your cool colours. So basically, what I've gone here, think of a fire. Think of the colours you're going to see in a fire. You're going to see oranges and yellows and reds. So all those colours are going to transition from one colour to the next really nicely, because there's going to be no joins. If I, for example, used red and then I went to a greeny colour, where one overlaps the other, I'm going to get brown.
Muddy, isn't it?
Yes, you're going to get mud. So basically, that's all I'm thinking, is either keep it coolish colours, think of ice, think of the colours that are in ice, or warm colours like this. And then you've got a really cool background just with those there that looks kind of molten, lavary. You can layer that up, put more on that if you want, but that's the most basic Brian background I can give you.
Yeah, basic Brian.
Basic Brian. That's Brian. He's hardly even awake. He's just like through that bit. Yeah. He's not even trying. Brian.
Do you know what as well? Jane Quigley says, I love Brian the Sponge, and I've got one as well.
Oh, fabulous. You know what? It's like, like that ancestors thing, that you find out your long lost relatives. Yeah. We can have a Brians of the world unite.
That's it. Maybe we should try to set some sort of world record with the most Brians in one place.
Maybe share pictures of Brians around the world, you know. But g'day, Brian.
G'day, Brian.
Hey there, Brian.
Let us know where we've got Brian the Sponges on the show, please.
Brian Sponges anyway. Right, so that there is the first background, which I think looks super cool. And if you put something like, you know, cut it down, put a nice wording on that, you're good to go. You can take it further.
Yeah.
However, shall we take it further?
Why not? That's what we're here for.
Shall we introduce a bit of shimmer spray? Shall we do that?
Yes.
Let me find me gold. So let's go with a bit of gold shimmer spray in this now.
Okay.
So what you can do, so shimmer sprays they're like basically, you shake them, you spray them. That's it. But what will happen sometimes is, because it's mica, it's a solid in this, it might clog up now and again.
Yes.
So you're going to have to take time and just unclog it. And you know what? It's just physics. Doesn't matter whose it is, what it is, how you do it. That's what's going to happen every now and again. But it's a fabulous thing. So if that happens, just take that time to clear it. Now, the easiest way to use it is just to do a uniform spray. Now, commit to the spray and give it a spritz like that.
And we don't need to dry that layer from before,
no? You don't, absolutely. Because what will happen is, even if it doesn't, it'll push the paint around a little bit. So what we've got now, we've transformed that background. We're starting baby steps, and we only did, a couple of spritzes on there.
Yeah.
But because this is so jam-packed, Leanne has managed to max out the solid in that solution. Which is why now and again you've got to clear it. It would make it easier. You know what would be easy is to not have as much bling in there.
Yeah, but then you
and
then
it you wouldn't have to maintain it as much. But I want the bling.
Yeah.
I don't mind now and again cleaning them and getting the maximum that I've paid for.
Yeah.
And that's what you paid for.
And the self-care kits are online as well. So if you do need those, it's worth getting. They're only a couple of quid, I think.
Absolutely worth getting them. And I love these. We're going to be using these quite a bit. If you're wondering about that lapis background and things, that's what we've used for that. So I'm not going to try this much more, but what I would definitely do with this, what I think helps a lot, is if you do like a vignette background. So if you use either a dark colour, again, around the outside, once this is dry, and you've trimmed it to the sides of your card, it actually draws your eye in. So what you're looking for, I think, for the most dramatic wild backgrounds is a little bit of contrast. So a little bit of lighter shade in there, a little bit of darker shade in there. I can continue drying that, but I won't, because we've got so much we want to get on with. But if you then look at that there and see the...
Oh, there you go. Wiggle it. Oh, my goodness me.
And that was just two light spritzers of one of the colours in that sparkle.
That's awesome.
Set, and just a little bit, and you saw how little of that ink I used. So if you apply it directly with your blending tool, you'll use a lot more ink. Yeah. But if you're thinking thrifty and quicker, do what I did and splodge them. Use Brian, get him into the mix.
Go on, Brian.
And you've already got a good start.
Yeah.
So that's background number one. I'm going to tidy up and then we'll go to background number two.
Yeah, how brilliant is that? Like, the great thing for me, again, is watching this is, you know, I like to have a go. I like to learn as I go along. It's looking at the backgrounds initially and going, well, I can't do that. And then when Sheena shows you step by step, you think, I could do that. I could do that. And that's the whole point here, you know, creating these amazing dramatic backgrounds and doing it with confidence and doing it with ease with, you know, potentially items that you've already got in your craft room. If you haven't already got them in your craft room, then you can pick them up. The Pigment ink pads, again, you have got all 8 of these, $23.96, $35.96. So the colours you're going to get are your parakeet, you're going to get your ocean blue, you're going to get spring meadow, and your pink tulip. You've got plum jam, and then you've got honey pot, and that orange, and then beautiful Bordeaux, you know. It is a shame, Nicola, there's no fuchsia in there. I can't do the gag. Many people will be happy about. I've not got the shimmer sprays yet, says Jane Quigley. Well, Jane, we've got them on the show, just for you. And I tell you what, cracking price today as well on the shimmer sprays. You're saving 20%. They all come. Handy to get the little storage as well, which you can pick up separately. I don't know if this little storage is in stock. The Totally Tiffany. But anyway, that's as a by the by. But they all fit in perfectly. They all come in these little bottles for you, ready to go. And as we said, and as you know, Sheena's pointed out, you will find, because these are just packed with the that shimmer, eventually over time you might find that the nozzles do clog just a little bit, but you can get the care kit It's like £3 on the website, so do add that in if you're getting the shimmer sprays today. They come in these 50ml bottles for you, just to show you how they're going to arrive. And then you're going to get all of the colours that you're seeing on the board here. This board's really nice as well, actually, because what we've done is kind of sprayed it for you on your darker cardstock and then on your white cardstock as well. So you can see the kind of different effect that you're going to achieve. And look at that. I'll just give that a little bit of a wiggle, a little bit of a waft. You can see all of that shimmer coming through, and you're going to achieve this very, very easily indeed. So you've got ice silver, you've got your gold dust, that beautiful sunset bronze, you've got your deep seashell pink, you've got your firelight sparkle, golden sunflower, summer meadow, celestial matte, which I know was one of Leanne's favourites when she launched that, alongside the golden heather and the #1 favourite of Leanne's, if you remember, because you remember the voice, royal velvet. Royal velvet.
That's what I sounded like on Thursday.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I did see some of your videos. Your video that I loved the most, actually, that you posted, it was the one with Willow.
Oh, what little Willow?
Little Willow. With a tennis ball.
Oh, she's never without the tennis ball. And we
Seriously?
have to buy, there's only certain brand that she doesn't destroy in seconds. It's actually Wilson's. We're in the US Open 3. Seriously.
So you haven't get the proper tennis balls that they're playing with in the professional tournaments?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she gets so excited because the man who delivers your stuff, they order online, we get like the tubes of them, and she yelps and yips, and she gets all excited because you just take the top off, open them, and it's like, oh, doggy heaven. Loves it.
So cute. Go back on Sheena's page and have a look. I mean, it's always great to see what Sheena's up to, but it's nice to see Willow as well. £37.60 for all of those. The platinum price, $50.40 if you're shopping in the US. So do grab and pick those up. If you like Jane, who hasn't got them yet, it's a great opportunity to get them today with that 20% discount. Suzanne says, this is definitely going to be a saver of a show, ... saved. And just a question on the storage of them. Obviously, we've got them stored up here in this little container. Is it store them straight up, Sheena, or store them laid flat?
You know what? I would store them straight up because there's less chance of the stuff clogging in that. Where the problem is that little tube that's inside.
Yeah.
So you want the stuff to kind of not end up in that little tube if you can help it, or in the mechanism of the pumping mechanism. So yeah, give them a rinse. I've rinsed them when I'm finished sometimes as well. Rinse the little nozzle, and it just maintenance. I tried it. Best to prevent than declog it.
That's it. Good question, though. Keep them coming in. And anything else you want to ask, feel free. Come on, fire in the questions. Let's hear from you. Let us know what you want to know. And if you've got all the answers already, do fire in any comments, and also let us know what you're up to this February the 14th. And also, that is a really good point, Nicola. Producer Nicola is just saying, maybe ask a question that you already know the answer to. You think, well, if there's newbies watching... Yeah. You know, they might be too scared to ask that question. I mean, I try and do it for you as well. If you think there's a particular question, think, oh, they always talk about that, but they haven't said it today, ask it anyway, because you might be asking a question which someone is too scared to ask. And there's no silly questions, as you always say, because if you don't know the answer, it's not a silly question, is it?
Absolutely.
Let's get back into it then, because I'm super pumped to see some more. What are you going to create for us next, Sheena?
Well, I thought, you know, the salt backgrounds, we've seen salt, you've seen salt backgrounds. But I thought we'd be specific with the placement of the salt backgrounds. Okay. So, and also a little bit of alchemy, a little bit of like mixing of potions.
Bubble, bubble.
Pile and travel. Yes. Something wicked this way hopefully isn't coming. So what we've got, I've splodged some of the opaque ink on there, but I've also got these guys going to play as well. So I'm thinking I want a bit of bling in this, so I'm just going to spray some of that in there. Oh, you see that one's got clogged up a little bit. So just basically, that needs attention, but I've still got some of the stuff I want out of there. That's all right. I might pop a little bit of this in as well, because what I'm doing is I'm creating new bespoke colours here, right? Okay. And I don't care what you know what, seriously, oh, and that one needs attention as well. These ones aren't mine, these ones I've been borrowing, so I need to get that looked at between shows. Okay. So look at that we've got now. We've got a whole new colour that we can play with. And what I want is I want this to be quite strong at the top, less strong at the bottom. And I'm using the multi-purpose card here. This would actually blend out even easier with the watercolour card because you get less streaks with that. So you see it's grabbing it a little bit, which is why I'm always saying, oh, I love the watercolour card, you know, watercolour card. But we're good. So this bottom bit here, we're going to go with that there. And so I'm thinking kind of beach scene.
I'm thinking beachy too, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm thinking we'll
Beach
pop
vibes.
that there. So we've got the darker sand at the front. That's where that spray came in. And I'm going to just go across. And I want to make sure this is quite wet at the bottom. I might even spray a little bit more. Oh, right. Well, if that happens, you know what I'm going to do? Take the lid off. And I've got a pipette.
Oh, yeah.
If you can get some little pipettes.
Oh, here we go.
They are your friend, Ben.
Yes.
All right. Pop that over there.
Pipette it.
And then I'm going to pop some salt just at the bottom and along here. Now this needs to be quite wet. So I need to find my spray bottle because if it's not wet, it won't you know, do anything with the salt. If it's nothing happens, you need to add more water. So let me just, and you can, what's going on? Come on. That's it. Well,
there we go.
facing the wrong way. You need to leave that. And we'll leave that a little bit. And then hopefully what that's going to do is it's going to make it textured where I want it textured, just towards the sand and also where I'm thinking the surf kind of might be a little bit further up.
Clever.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's how to do that background. But definitely if you're doing a graduated background, my biggest tip there would be go with watercolour card if you want a smooth transition.
We do have a watercolour card. If you shop the Beautiful Beginnings show, we've got it on a buy two, get one free deal. So if you check that out. And just for those who were asking as well, the Shimmer Spray Care Guide, Rachel has popped the link up for that because I know Leanne did a, I think it was about a 6-7 minute video. Anyway, the link for that is going up wherever you're watching right now in the comments. So if you need to find out more about how to care for your shimmer sprays, that link is going up. Loads of love for these backgrounds coming through. Beth Benson just saying, what beautiful colours. Let's get on and do some more, I think, in just a second.
Let's do a lapis background, shall we? Let's do that. So I'm going to get a bit of black card. By the way, let me show you that. You see when I said about doing a bit of vignette around the outside? So when you're done, I went around the outside with the Bordeaux and my blending tool. But that now I think looks so much more interesting than it did before. Just a little bit more contrast. So that's a couple of backgrounds we've got going on. I'm going to use black card this time. And again, I've cut it to a smaller size just so that we could go a bit quicker with that. And I'm going to pick out the blue there, the ocean blue, and I need to change my applicator, so just your regular applicators for this. Maybe, don't know about, let's try a little bit of parakeet as well. What I would say is if you're trying to do something that looks like something, you know, like if you're going for a lapis lazuli kind of look, have a look online. And look at pictures of it and see what it looks like. Yeah. And you'll see it's kind of the blue is intense in places and it goes in like veins, you know, you have like bits of, you know, darker areas and brighter areas. And we're actually going to use the ink pad direct to this as well for some stronger colour. So I'm just going ahead, but you can see where I'm keeping it in lines. I'm not blending in a circular fashion like I normally do. Yeah. I'm just keeping it quite linear. And not worrying because I can have it stronger in areas and lighter in areas, and that's what's going to give it that more interest. Yeah. So just keep blending like this. No matter what sort of blending tool you use at this point? It doesn't really. No. Whatever one you find is easier. In fact, you know, the rectangular ones are quite good for this because the rectangle ones, you can get like a nice edge on there. Yeah. I might seek one out because if you want a stronger line, because what you'll find, it's going to have veins of like gold running through it, darker blue going through it. It's that irregular kind of look, that random kind of, you know, randomness between the light and dark that makes it look really cool. So we've got that going on there. What you don't want is patches really where you've got like a visible round mark from your blending tool. So if you get that, just put a bit more on and blend it. You can go to your glycerin as well if you think that. But what I want is this colour, because it's black card, because I'm using it in a lighter application than just straight stamping with it on the black card. I need it as strong as possible. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if I lift that up, you'll see there's more colour on there than you think. And then what you can also do is take your ink pad and actually just drag some colour through like this. So kind of like it's a dry kind of application like this.
Look at that.
So you're getting a much stronger. And if it looks a little bit, you know, too strong, look, see how I can blend that down there like that.
Yeah.
And then you've got that really pretty.
Almost looks like, I know you did a beach scene before, that almost looks like this sort of roughish sort of sea at night now.
Yes, it's cool.
We are having a nautical day today, aren't we?
Ahoy me hearties.
Ahoy me hearties.
Oh my gosh.
I knew you'd be able to do a Popeye.
Oh, Popeye, we're making a card. You know what? You bring out the naughty in me, Ben. You know, I was going to be sensible.
No,
Sheena.
no, it couldn't be a Sheena show if we didn't have a bit of naughtiness, you know.
Absolutely.
Come on.
Absolutely. Isn't that
dear.
like, you know, what does every adult want to do? Oh, great Popeye impersonation. Can you see the colour through there now? So we're going to continue playing, but we're going to bring those sprays into the mix now.
Yeah.
All right? So that's what the pigments, the opaque pigments do that yet others can't do, which I love that, you know, they've all got their own special power-ups. Now, again, I am going to probably use the pipette for this.
Okay.
If you can get some pipettes, they're a great thing to have. You can either also, let us show you the option you can do. You can also, if you haven't got pipettes, like you can just spray some like this, right, onto your mat.
Yeah.
And then pick up your brush. And then we're going to, we don't want dots. I'm going to get rid of those dots. And we can just drag some out like this. And again, we want to keep it quite random. And you want to keep it a little bit kind of like, quite delicate with that. Yeah, you want it quite sparing in this because less bling shows up more than loads of bling. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly right.
Less is more.
Yeah, it's like highlights, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And just, again, try and think slightly random.
And you can pick up a packet of pipettes. That's not easy to say. You can pick up a packet of pipettes.
Pick up a packet.
You can pick up a packet of pipettes, I assume, fairly cheaply. It's not something we have on the website, but you can pick them up for a few bucks, can't you? And handy thing to have if you don't already have them. So yeah, do pick up a packet of pipettes.
Absolutely, and they're great, definitely, because, you know, this is just fun to do. Look, there's nothing, there's no specialist, you know, you can buy things that'll be, buy the verdigris set or buy this set, and you don't need it. All you need are some colours and a little bit of like playtime to put them together. And then what you do with that one, we're going to dry that. So if you've got anything to say, Ben, while I dry that, and then there's one last thing we're going to do to that that's going to make it look cool.
Loads of lovely comments coming through. It's always fun, isn't it? It's always one of those, save this show. If it's a Sheena show, you know it's a show that you need to save. Add it to your folder. As I know you're saving all of the Ben shows that I've been doing as well. You save that in the Ben folder. But they are all in one happy place. You're correct, Nicola. Tim C says, beautiful colours. Sometimes find it hard to choose colours to blend. Hopefully you're picking up a few tips here. Jeffrey says, I'm going to enjoy making these backgrounds. It'd be a shame to cover them up. Yeah, almost is a shame to cover them up, isn't it? They're so gorgeous. Mary says, I just love how Sheena gets down and dirty.
Absolutely. The hands are never clean.
Too dirty to clean her act up. What song was that?
I'll tell you what's a great tip. If you're going out for a meal the night of your crafting, make sure you've got loads of ink on your hands, because if you've got a shared starter, nobody wants to share the starter after like the creature from the crypts come in and taking their bit out into the middle of the table. I just know from experience when we all used to go out after shows and things. Yeah, like now I'm not hungry, thanks.
Yeah,
but it's just ink. It doesn't matter. It's clean ink. Yeah.
Robbie says, ooh, I love the pad drag look. And Suzanne Dawn says, Sheena is hilarious. Multi-talented and also hilarious. And not just multi-talented in the craft sense, but multi-talented singer,
amazing, versatile
impressionist,
collection and a very
comedian.
useful collection of flowers.
I mean, you name it, she
Who
can do it.
doesn't love a flower?
Basically needs to
Because
get
I
out
know
more,
I
don't
do.
I, Ben?
And I know you are going to love it too.
So what we've got
Absolutely.
is we've got this
£40
now. Now, if you
$48
think
if you're shopping
that's
in
really
the US.
gold blingy,
it's
and if
brilliant,
you want
isn't
if you
the
want
fact
it
that you're
less
gonna
gold
get
blingy,
all
you can
of
always
these
go
dies
over
included,
and just take it
32
down a
of
little bit
them,
in places
but
with
just
your
allowing you to
ink,
create
because
the
if
most
this is
beautiful
opaque
florals. And
ink,
of course, you've got
can you
your
see how we've just
summertime
knocked
and
that back a
springtime
little
linen
bit with
cards,
that?
3x6
So it's
cardstock,
not
which will allow
quite
you to
as
create all of these
obvious and
fantastic colours. And then think
everywhere.
about all of
So
your
that's a
papers, all
good
of your
thing. Now the
cardstock
last
that you've
thing
got
to
currently
finish
in your
this, that's
crafting
going to
that you
be
can then
make it
bring in.
amazing
It is
and make
truly
the
really
difference.
one
Let me
of
show you the one I did earlier, and this one
year-round for all
is
sorts
going
of
to
people,
be.
for all sorts of occasions.
There you are.
right
That's the
throughout all of
first one I
seasons.
did,
So
right?
If you want to pick
There.
up yours,
Yeah.
the Floral
This is the one we've
Creations
just done.
collection, it is
Can you see how this
£40
is
if
completely
you're a
matte?
platinum member
Shiny,
shopping
shiny?
in the Yeah.
Right,
UK.
let me show
If
you
you're in the US
what we
and you're
need
platinum, Ahoy.
is bit of spray and shine. It's an
Spray and
oldie, but it's a goldie.
shine.
Yeah, spray and shine.
I can't think I've seen this used on a show.
Have you
I
not?
don't
Oh,
think
it's fabulous. So if you like mixed media and you like it, you want to put a water-resistant coating on anything, that's it. It says it's a high-gloss varnish. So best to use it in a well-ventilated area.
Yeah.
But we haven't got. I'm going to spray a little bit here out of the way for you to show that. So basically, all you do is I don't know if you want to spray it on the counter, but we'll literally give it a shake and then you just spray. And
Okay.
I'll show you half of that. And then, but like I say, use it in a well-ventilated area. But a little bit goes a long way. Can you see how that side there now looks
Yeah.
super cool with the shine on it? Now that'll dry, when that evaporates, it's going to look more like that. And that's actually water resistant now. So if you want
nice.
to make your own like books or covers or, you know, put that around something that you want to gift or have it durable, that's not, you can drop water on that and look.
Oh, it sort of just runs off.
Yeah, it just runs off. Yeah, completely waterproof. So that's a good thing again for mixed media. Should we do a bit of? I'll have a tidy up if I can.
Yeah.
And then after the little break, we'll do a little bit of verdigris.
Love this. Is everyone enjoying the show? Let us know. It's amazing, isn't it? Just seeing Sheena having a bit of a play. And again, if there's anything in particular that you want to see, anything that you want to ask, if you want Sheena to try something out for you, please feel free to do so, because that's what these masterclasses are all about, getting your questions answered, getting all of those things that you want to see done. So you may as well ask. If we can, we will. If we can't, we'll let you know, but then at least you'll know, won't you? If you want the Pigment ink pads, they're on the show. Obviously, those Shimmer sprays as well that Sheena's been using, you can pick those up too. And something else which is on the show, well indeed shop of the day, is the Floral Creations kit. Now we launched this yesterday. It proved very, very popular indeed. And it was me and it was Debbie who launched this kit. And if you missed out on it and you want to know more about it, here is me handing over to me to tell you about this Floral Creations kit. The Floral Creations collection has been so super popular, you can still get your hands on it as well. You're going to get 32 fantastic dies for you to be able to create your own floral bouquets with. Alongside that, you're going to get your 11 sentiment stamps, plus you've got all of your linen card as well, in perfect size, ready to be crafting those florals. You've got your summer collection, also your springtime collection, and also within the box, you're going to get your A5 instruction sheet, plus your storage box as well to keep all of your die-cut florals in. Platinum price is £40 or $48, and I know Debbie has got some fantastic cards to show you over the other side of the studio. It's such a great collection, this, Debbie.
It's an absolutely beautiful collection, but one of such good use. And for a crafting point of view, you're going to get so much usability out of this fabulous creation. Whether you take a flower and create a big masterpiece like this one, it is absolutely stunning. And again, you could take any elements of those to add all of your beautiful floral creations onto things like make your own wreaths. You could be elongating these onto any kind and style of card. But what about taking them into the center of your cards
look at
as
that.
well. And this is the kind of thing that you are going to be able to do and create using these beautiful floral dies and stamps. Absolutely exquisite and so useful, because it doesn't necessarily have to be just card making. Take it into your box making. Keep your flowers flat, or keep them nice and raised, give them that shape. What about adding that extra little bit of detail to a beautiful envelope, and creating a lovely little belly band, and then sealing it all with those gorgeous flowers arranged in such a way. And it's not just about card making either, because you're going to be able to use these in your scrapbooking pages, your home decor pieces, card making, of course, box making, and so much more, because it literally is the most amazing, versatile collection and a very usable collection of flowers. Who doesn't love a flower? Because I know I do, and I know you are going to love them too.
Absolutely. Just £40 platinum, $48 if you're shopping in the US. And it's brilliant, isn't it? The fact that you're going to get all of these dies included, 32 of them, just allowing you to create the most beautiful florals. And of course, you've got your summertime and springtime linen cardstock, 3x6 cardstock, which will allow you to create all of these fantastic colors. But then think about all of your papers, all of your cardstock that you've got currently in your craft room, which you can then bring into this collection. It is truly going to be one of those collections I think that you'll use year round for all sorts of people, for all sorts of occasions, right throughout all of the seasons as well. If you want to pick up yours, the Floral Creations collection, it is £40 if you're a platinum member and you're shopping here in the UK. If you're in the US and you're platinum, it's $48. That was like a Doctor Who regeneration there, wasn't it? Did you see that? Good, that guy, isn't he? All right. All right, Nicola. Yeah, if you want the Floral Creations kit, I don't know why I'm holding that up. If you want the Floral Creations kit, there it is. I think I do. It's over there. I could have got it, but I was eating cheese and having a drink. If you want the Floral Creations kit, there it is. There's still, I think, limited amounts of the showstopper available for you as well. Our Caltech, back producer Nicola, says it might have sold out. So this is the way to go. £40 or $48. Paul Prince Times 4 says, I've not seen the spray and shine technique before. Well, now you have. Sheena is amazing, says Kimberly Fisher. I love watching her to create. She inspires me. And Deborah Durand said, instead of applying the gold with a brush, try dragging a feather across for a random marbling effect.
Yeah, well, that's an old-fashioned... I used to do that back in the day for faux textures. You'd use something they called a scumble glaze. So you would paint a background and then you'd use a scumble glaze that...
What was it called?
A scumble glaze. Oh. And it would be like a transparent medium. Now it's like, you know, you've got all your texture mediums, and it would be a clear, and then it'd become acrylic, and then you would drag little bits through that, and because it was sat on the top, it would like feather out and just diffuse and make it look more marbled and things. Yeah, one of the all-time faux background techniques.
I kind of want to see that now. Is there a seagull?
But I haven't got a feather anywhere near, Debbie. I'm just saying. Have we got feathers?
We've got feathers in the kit, and also the Swan Lake collection had feathers. If not, there'll be a rogue seagull out there we could borrow, couldn't we?
A feather. Yeah. All the birds in there, you're like taking off now. Panic.
Only joking. If anyone from the RSPCB is watching, I can see the complaints coming in now. Ben said, right, let's get back to business and have a look at this Shimmer Spray collection. I'll just show you the colours once again that you're going to get. You can pick these up as individuals should you wish to do that, but the best value for money is to go for this set because the bundle is a big saving today. You're saving 20% off all 10 of the sprays. This board just shows you the different colours that you're going to be getting on the white, which is the top row of each of those, and then on the black, which is on the bottom row. £37.60 for all these, $50.40. You can see just off this board how they are jam-packed full of all of that shimmer. And like we said, it's probably a good idea to pick these up alongside that Shimmer Spray care kit, so then you have got extra nozzles and bottles, and you also get the little tiny funnel as well to dispense it into the new bottle. It's always handy to have, and it's literally going to cost you another £3, something like that, to get that Shimmer Spray care kit. And also, as we discovered with Sheena in that show, if you want like a different level of dispersion, you can pop them into things like your little spray misters, which Sheena's been using as well. So there's all of that 2. Loving all of the demos, says Melanie D. Well, let us get back to them and see what Sheena is going to create for us next. She's underway over there already. There's no stopping her. No stopping her.
Well, you know when you're like idle hands and I shouldn't be left. I was all ready to do verdigris and then I thought, oh, we'll do rusty background as well. And so we'll do the rust, then we'll do verdigris.
Okay.
All right. So because the reason I thought we could do rust is black background and then this orange, because what you want is you want some quite orangey matte bits. Rust isn't shiny. We haven't got to the shiny bit yet. We're going to add that with the sprays coming up. But can you see how we can vary the intensity and the mottled look? You don't want this really pretty. You want it to look like it's going to be pitted and it's going to look a bit like, well, rust, because that's what you want. It ain't pretty, but it's cool. And so we're going to, but this is where all these, if you like a bit of mixed media and you like all these techniques, you don't have to go for specialist kits to create rust, to create verdigris. You just need to know a few tricks and think, that'll work, that'll do the trick for me. So already this is starting to look a bit kind of distressed, isn't it?
Yeah.
Much as you will be at the end of these 2 hours watching me. Much as the crew is when I leave on every Wednesday.
We had a distressing day today at Crafty
exactly.
TV.
It's like, oh, it's Distress Wednesday.
Yeah.
Hey.
With War Sheena.
War Sheena.
You named the Sheena
Distressing Wednesday.
Distressing Wednesdays with Sheena.
So now we've got that there, and it's looking a little bit like, you know, mottled, but we're going to add a little, maybe to see what if this is going to show up. Yeah, that's a good colour as well. So it's all just dull, matte, but think of men's cards, think of cool backgrounds. They'll go, how have you done that? What's that? But we haven't got the metallic element on yet, bear with. This is one of those ones, stay with it, we'll get there. All right, so we've got matte, mottled, kind of ethereal stuff going on. It still looks pretty cool, doesn't it? You know, when it's even like that. But what we're going to do is we're going to add a bit of sparkle to it.
Oh, yes,
and then we're going to
sparkle it up.
distress it further. Okay, so we'll pop that there. And any applicator you've got is going to work with that. So we'll wipe that up in a minute. Yeah. And then we'll get, so we're going to come back to this gold in your spray. And we're going to just squeeze some of that out because I don't want to. Brian's back in the mix. Look at this.
Here he comes.
Super Brian.
Here he comes to save the day.
Super Brian. And then what Brian's going to do...
No job too big, no job too small.
Exactly. Is it a sponge? Is it a kitchen cleaning implement?
No,
it's Super Brian.
He does need his own show.
Brian's like, pot's getting built up a bit too much here, I gotta
seriously.
say. He's like, you know, what?
Distressed Wednesdays featuring Super Brian.
And it's
and,
like, oh,
and
Sheena,
Sheena.
yeah, we don't care, but it's Brian on. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, Brian's on. We'll watch Brian.
Yeah, Brian. Yeah. So now what we've got, we started to make this kind of like, you know, goldy kind of mottledy kind of thing going on there, but we can dry that. Yeah. Now, so it's all about just layering it, playing, and seeing what you want to do. And we might add a little bit more of the matte over the top because that is super blingy. But again, it's another cool background that you can play with. The verdigris is going to be quicker again because we're probably not even going to base coat that. We're just going to apply the spray and then go across the top of it. So let's leave that there. Let's go back to the orange. And let's just take that down a little bit more. So if you go over the top now, what'll happen is you've still got that bling in there, but it knocks it back a little bit. It makes it look a little bit more rusty, a little bit more aged, but it's got the texture in it. So if you imagine metal that's got pits and things, and that's what the texture of the sponge has done for you. But now we're making it look less shiny new by going over with that.
It's got sort of like, my nana she used to collect like brass. It's got that sort of effect to it, hasn't it?
Yes,
like the way
absolutely.
that the brass was a little bit pitted.
And then you've got that aged metal kind of look to it.
Ooh, yes.
It looks like old, like it's been outside for a time. It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, producer Nicola saying, tell me that is not a sheet of metal.
So exactly, so imagine your dyes that you've got. Imagine changing your pretty dyes into more like edgy, kind of masculine, kind of cool, like 4 metal dyes, by layering these techniques up, look at the textures. You can make some absolutely fabulous backgrounds and mixed media pieces just with what you've got in your, buying the right, good quality crafting items. So we've got a rusty matte, but a little bit of metallic rusty finish there, and now we're going to go on and we're going to do a verdigris that looks like it's gone, it's been outside and it's got all turquoisey and gorgeous. So I'm going to wipe this up, Ben, and then we're going to continue.
Well, listen, so many lovely comments still coming through. Good news, Jane, who messaged earlier on, Jane Quigley said, I haven't got those shimmer sprays yet. Well, you have now, apparently. You've just come back to say, I'm back, and I bought the shimmer sprays. They are on a fantastic price today. So, yeah, well done, and feel free, anyone else, if you haven't yet got the shimmer sprays, jump in and grab them. You're getting 20% off today. Incredible. Jump in and also add into your basket that shimmer spray care kit as well. If you have just joined us, of course, it's Valentine's Day today, so happy Valentine's Day if you're celebrating. Happy Palentine's Day, Galentine's Day, all the rest of it. And we do, of course, have that section over on the website for you too today. If you want to have a look at that and discover some deals, then you can also use that code 2 over on the Valentine's section of the website. We've got just over another hour to go here, so if there's anything that you want to ask, anything that you want to see in this show, then feel free to fire in your questions and requests. Or if you're just happy pootling along with me and War Sheena and Super Brian, then just pootle along. We're quite happy either way, Sheena, really, aren't we?
Yeah, we're loving it. We just keep playing until they switch the lights off around us and go home. And I'll still be here in the morning, but I'll still be giving it that and playing.
What do you mean the show finished 10 hours ago?
Really. I'm like, you know, like if you've ever had a budgie to shut them up, you've got to put a blanket over the cage. I am that crafting budgie. Yeah,
that's what we do. I don't know if you ever noticed, just at the end of the show, Jake comes on and he puts the blanket over Sheena. It is the only way that she stops talking.
That's it, yeah.
True story. You watch tonight?
It's instantaneous. It's like that.
Oh. Oh dear. Right. Who's a pretty boy then?
That's the way to do it. So we've got, we're going to do the verdigris. This is really easy. So far, how easy? We can do this, easy. But this one, we're just going to take the gold and we're going to spray it like that. Yeah. Okay, and then we're going to take Brian.
Go on, Brian.
And we're going to just gently, Brian's just clean. He's got no water in him. I've squeezed out the water because we want to keep this still really strong. So, you know, just a couple of sprays. You don't need, you know, I've probably put more than I need on this because it is so powerful. There's so much bling in these. I've used back in the day, way back, you know, for as long as I can think back, paper crafting, used blingy sprays and things. And every single one, I have to say, you have to take some time and clear out the little thing. But they've always been worth it because of the results, the payback you get. So just saying, yeah. And the good thing is that these ones have got more bling in them than any that I've used before. Yeah. So even better. And so remember that the kit that you can do, you know, for the.
That's it.
I think I've got one on the desk actually. I'll show you what you want if you want to just do a swap over.
Look after your sprays and your sprays will look after you.
Yeah. There you go, there you go. That's what you're looking at. So basically all you're going to do is decant it into a new one and clean the other one out, give it a good soak.
Yeah, you get a little funnel as well with it.
Sorry?
You get a little funnel as well.
Funnel, yes, exactly. That makes it easier to pour one into the other, which is always good. Yeah, especially when you're messy like yourself. So we're going to dry that. And a long time ago, somebody asked me, why did you dry the back as well? It just flattens it out. You know, it's one of those things you just automatically do. One side's drying quicker, hence the curl, and then the other side will flatten out more if you dry the back as well. But that probably is enough to continue with the next bit because we've still got that cotton crystal to do yet.
Oh, yes.
The one that I posted on my Facebook page that you were all loving. So, next thing, that looks very metallic, hammered metal.
It does.
But very, very shiny and bright. So we want it to look more like it's been outside and it's oxidized and it's got that fabulous verdigris look. So we're going to bring into the mix, I know loads of you, and I really do hope we get around to making this just a standard product to buy, because we brought this out with Bella Luna and loads of you have it. I think it might be sold out now.
So what is that, gouache or?
It's the gouache, and the white pen. This is your highlight kit for all your watercolour type effects and everything, but it's also great for special effects. So if you've got a gesso at home, an opaque one, that would work as well. So this is the gouache. Gouache is more intense than gesso. It's got more opacity to it, so you find you need less of it. And then the next one we're going to take is some parakeet in the opaque. And if you look at verdigris, I keep saying this, and it's just crazy because you look and think, how did that, from that, go to that turquoise colour? And it's super bright. Have you seen it, Ben? When verdigris really goes really like that turquoise. It's amazing that we think, where does that come from? So what I'm doing is Brian now is back in the mix, and I'm being random. Now, you don't want to cover the whole thing up, but you want to think about maybe you can do runs with this and things as well, so that it looks like it's, you know, the water's run down that and it's caused that look as well. And then when you bring that and put that over the top, you're going to have lighter bits, darker bits, and so you've got that white chalky oxidation kind of thing, but then you've got that crazy turquoise thing that happens as well in verdigris, and it just looks so cool. And I absolutely want to, maybe later in Beautiful Beginnings, I know we've got the butterflies on, we could cut one of these out and stamp with it.
Good idea.
And make that really metallic looking butterfly. Can you imagine? I'm in my head it's looking amazing. I'm hoping in reality it's as cool as I'm imagining it. But we'll know later, because I haven't tried it yet. But you know what? We might as well try it together. That's the fun of Wednesday, isn't it?
Crafting off the cuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So I'm going to try that, see what we've got, and then you can decide if you want to add more or less. But try not to be too contrived with it. Try to be a little bit random, you know. I do random easy. Random's great. Random speech, thoughts, everything. I'm the random queen.
This first hour's flown over there, I tell you what, it's absolutely flown. But we'll do lots more in the second half of the show. Anything that you want to see, please just ask. Anne says, this looks like the Cosmic Papers. It has got a bit of a feel to it about the Cosmic collection. Yeah, have a look at this.
So you can make these yourself. Bit of black card, couple of sprays, bit of kitchen sponge, and a white with your ink pads. So there's nothing here that if you're collecting these fabulous products, you're not going to have at hand. There's nothing, no like specialist, you know, kit needed. And then you've got that really cool,
that is very cosmic-y
verdigris look. I mean, you could do runs as well, and all you do for the runs is you just make it more liquid, and you tap like that and let it run down. Do you want to do a, should we do a run?
I tell you what, why don't we do a run in just a few moments' time? We'll keep you hanging on, because that's what we do here at Crafters TV. Thank you, Anne, as well, who's said that it does look like the Cosmic Papers. Yeah, if you've got that collection, you're now going to try this technique out as well. Wow. Cindy Condi says, Happy Valentine's Day to one and all. Isn't Sheena knocking it out of the park today? She is. Smashing it out of the park. Into the next park. Into the next county. That's how far she's smashing it. Yeah. Lovely background, says Cindy. And Robbie says, die cutting a lock and key out of that background would look very realistic as well. Yeah, so many opportunities. Those are all the colours you're going to get if you want to go for the shimmer sprays, as we said. There's tons on the show as well. Shop the show is the best thing to do, because we've got, of course, those pigment ink pads that we showed you. The fairy collection is proving very popular. Duo ink pads on the show, aqua pens, I mean, you name it, we've got it. And we've got lots of Sheena's collections too, actually, including the special moments on this show and the snowflake stories on this show as well, which is half price today. So lots to be shopping for. Fill up those baskets and get them checked out. Mother Earth with 25% off. But if you want the Shimmer Spray collection, there it is, the complete set, 10-piece collection. You're saving £12.90 today, or $16.50, which equates to, did we say a 20% saving? We did say a 20% saving, and that is before your Club Inspired discount, which of course the majority of you are platinum, so you're getting another 20% off on top of the 20%. So you're at £37.60 if you are a platinum member, $50.40 if you're shopping in the US, and those are all of your 10 colours there. So ice silver and gold dust, sunset bronze, deep sea shell pink, firelight sparkle, golden heather, royal velvet, your celestial map, summer meadow, and the last one you've got in that set is the beautiful golden sunflower. Welcome. if you've just joined us to Masterclass. It's Crafters TV. My name is Ben Moseby. Thanks for joining us. Where have you been? You've missed an hour. Boy, you've missed an hour. You're going to have to go back and watch it, whether you go back watch on Facebook or YouTube, or indeed if you catch up on CTV 24/7. You will see the show repeated for death, but I know a lot of people have already said they are saving it to their show folder, to their Sheena show folder, and they'll be back watching this at a later date. This hour, though, lots more to show you. It's a masterclass all about background. So anything that you want to ask, anything that you want to know, anything you want to see, make it nice and interactive this hour, because it was good last hour. Let's make it even better this hour. Just to say also that if you have just popped in for the first time this week, we are live at 1 and 5. And at 5 o'clock this evening, Beautiful Beginnings is back. That will be midday Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central. Again, going to be concentrating on lots of techniques and lots of Sheena's collections too. That's the show also where you can fire in questions. We will be heading over to Essentials Corner later on in that show. So if you've got any questions you want to ask about craft or life in general, you can over that course of that half-hour segment. And also, just to mention, if you haven't yet been on the website this week, you have got the last chance saloon today to use that Valentine's code on the Valentine's section of the web, crafterscompanion.com.co.uk or .eu. I think that's me taking care of all of my business. So that was good, wasn't it? Wraps up inside 90 seconds. #profesh. Let's get back on over to lovely Sheena. I mean, Sheena and Super Brian today are having a whale of a time, aren't you, today?
I'm loving it. You know what? When I saw it was like, oh, I'm going to do backgrounds, it's like, oh,
yeah,
thank you. Because I love making backgrounds. There's days when you want to just put cards together, you want a clean day, but you can only do that once you've got your pile of backgrounds, when you've had your messy play day, and that's the fun thing, and that's what I do. This is kind of like, for me, just fun therapy.
Yeah.
You know, just playing. So I'll show you how to do those runs here. So we're going to take that gesso, the gouache, and we're going to mix it really quite runny with some of this and try to be a bit random. I'm going to do it so that I can hopefully show you. And like that. And we're just going to go along like this. And then this, you want some lighter bits and darker bits, and then just let it do its thing, and more water and again, and then you can just tap it, but try and keep it kind of straight like this, so that when and if it's looking a little bit dark, you can just add a bit more water to it.
Let gravity do its thing.
And it looks, yeah, exactly. And then it looks again much more kind of authentic, you know, if it's not too, if you don't try and paint it in. So try and resist painting it in, and you get a better result. So yeah, if it's looking a bit dark, just add a bit more water, and then again, if you tap it and try and keep it quite straight, it looks like, you know, weather's got the best of it, and when it dries, it'll look better again. And you get those little bits going down.
Very cool.
It's fun, isn't it?
Producer Nicola has just said, never has her flabber been so gasted.
And then that will
Ooh, look at that one go, whee!
It's gone there. But that's more what you want. You want that randomness. You want that cool, you know, where it looks like just, you know, wherever the rains hit it, wherever the water's hit it, wherever the weather's hit it, it's done its thing. And then, so let that, tap it if you wanted to go a little bit more. And then when you're done, just leave it to dry or get your heat gun on it. But be careful, because if it's still quite wet like this one, it'll kind of blow kind of where you don't want it to be.
Okay, yeah.
But it will look a little bit, and that's what you want, that random light and dark bit. You want some whiter bits, some more transparent bits. Again, random is what you're looking for, where it just happened to do its thing at that place. So let me tidy these up. I'm going to dry that quickly, Ben.
Yeah.
And then the next thing, shall we move on to that cotton crystal using...
Ooh.
Shall I tell you what you're going to need for this one?
What we're going to need?
I'll put that there. Let me show you what you're going to need. You're going to need heat-resistant acetate.
Okay.
If you want to stamp and emboss onto it, that is, you can use regular acetate if you're not going to do anything like that on it, but heat-resistant means you've got options. You're going to need tissues, regular tissues. I've got plenty of these around at the minute.
I know, I was going to say, you got a few boxes of those last week.
Oh yeah, the man size ones are better because you get bigger, you do bigger things with that. So man size, 3 ply, you get 3 cards.
3 ply, yes.
3 ply, right.
Man size.
You're going to need, strangely enough,
What the?
something like this.
What the?
I know, this is just one of them. I have a list of them after
What
the
is
show, of in the next show.
Gloss?
It's protective coating gloss finish. Now, back in the day, it was easy. You used Johnson's Clear with a K. And I think it's Mop and Glow in America. Look for Mop and Glow.
Mop and
You'll
Glow.
know what it is. Basically, if you look on online as well, there's lots of other ones. Lakeland do a Clear Flow Shine. That's what you're looking for, Clear Flow Shine. And I'll show you what it looks like. Very much of a muchness, all the different brands, but that's what Clear Flow Shine.
Oh yeah, Mop and Glow.
It's, yeah, you go. There you go.
Yeah.
I did my research last night. I was like, I need to be able to tell everyone cross pond that pond that this is what you want to shop for. And this one I got in the UK online, and I think it was about maybe 10, 12 quid for that. It's massive. You're using hardly any of it. Look, it's huge. It's massive. It's water-based, so, and it's for domestic use, so you don't have to get like a...
All I've got in my head now, do you remember that advert?
Chicken, no, that one.
No, take 2 bottles into the shower, not me. I just wash and go.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
just mop and glow.
I know, I was singing the shake and back for some
Do the
reason.
shake and back, put the freshness back. Do the shake and back, put the freshness back.
So that's what you're gonna need. So let me and look at how cool that's looking now, by the way. That's what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
You're gonna, and there's the rust and that and that. Come on, if you want to do 4 backgrounds.
Finish the show there. I mean, stick a fork in us, we are done.
And then we're going pretty bling next.
Yeah, I'm loving that. Jane says, it looks like icing on a cake dribbles, like the dribbles of icing coming down the side of a cake. It really does. It's such a cool effect. Amanda says, can we have a bit more Bruce Forsyth, Ben? I'm not a performing seal. I'm not a performing seal. Someone asked me what time we're on air, and I'll do that. What time are we on? Oh, what time are we on? We're live at 1 and 5. Oh, didn't she do well, my love? Ooh, good game, Sheena, good game. It's nice to see her.
Nice.
What a lovely audience, so much better than last week's. Right, Poor Prince times 4 says, I love caught in crystal. I remember Sheena using floor wax.
That's right, that's what it used to be called. It was Johnson's, it was clear floor wax, that's what they called it. And it's never been a wax. You know when you think wax to me is like an oil. Yeah. It's a wax. And for some reason they called it floor wax. It never was. It was always a liquid, acrylic-based stuff that, you know, when you've cleaned your floor, right, imagine, I think I've just got to imagine not being the domestic goddess. When it's clean, you pour over the top again with this shine that you can get. That makes it brings up the luster of your floor again. So basically, I've got a list of different ones that you can get. But if you look on there, like say Lakeland in the UK sell that one. I got this one on Amazonioni, and Mop and Glow in the States. That's what you're looking for.
Cindy says, yes, I have heard of Mop and Glow before. Well, that's good. So you know what to do now. You know what to get. Just mop and glow.
And glow.
I think. Are we gonna get into it then?
We're going to do it.
We're going to do it. I'm excited for this.
Do it? Right.
Here we go.
So what I've done, Ben, is I have stamped. Now, so there's 2 things to know here. You can either stamp. If you know you're going to want an image on the front of your composition, I would stamp it first and then go over with the, on the reverse side, you're going to do your fabulous colour effect. Okay, so you turn it over. So what I used was this gorgeous little stamp from that fabulous set, which was in the Floral Meadow. I can't find the packet. It's here somewhere, talk amongst yourselves. That's it there, that's the stamp set there. And I love these. I love a bit of wildflower and greenery because you just multi-stamp it and you've got a whole, you've got a freeze, haven't you? Yeah, so that's the one I used for that.
Fairy of the Meadow.
Yeah. Now, next thing you're going to do is you're going to get your tissue paper ready, thus, and you're going to split it into just 1 ply, like that.
Okay.
And you're going to scrunch it up.
Yeah.
And you're going to put it there, like that. So scrunch it up and open it up again, but don't tear it, all right? We'll do a couple, may as well do all 3 when we're there. Because I've got to say, first time I didn't invent this. This was in a magazine. 18, 19 years ago I saw it.
Wow.
And I've got to think the lady who invented this must have been a very easily distracted kind of person who was trying to be the domestic goddess.
Right.
Because how on earth should come across this combination, I've no idea. It's like, shall I clean, shall I craft? I don't know. Both things got spilled together, and hey presto, this is what happened. So we've got that. You're going to take some of your floor polish.
Okay.
Now it's easier. I tell you what, I've got a pipette for this.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, this is what you want. Where did
Got
I
a
see it?
pipette for every job.
More than one. There you go. Look at that. This
Oh.
is the best way to do it. If you can, again, so I've loaded my pipette. You're going to use quite a bit of this, right?
Right.
That's the easiest way. Or pour it into a smaller, more manageable container.
Yeah.
We've got that there. We've got that there. Next thing I'm going to want, I'm going to put a bit of sparkle in it. In fact, you know, we could even put a little bit of using
not?
all the meadow one. Let's use the ones from the meadow.
What ink did you stamp on the acetate with, Cindy's asking?
There's two things. I used the, an ink, I should have used a different one, I'll be honest. I should have used the Finesse, possibly the alcohol proof one. We needed a faster drying one.
Right.
A way around that is if you stamp and it's not drying quickly, is to pop a little bit of embossing powder on it and emboss it. So if that happens to you, right, and you're thinking, uh-oh, it should have dried a bit quicker. I'm looking for clear embossing powder here if I'm talking. We'll pop a little bit on there, okay, which will stick to the bit that it's not dry. It doesn't matter that it's not going to be perfect image, because remember we used, not image, if it sticks to the background, it doesn't matter because I'm not going to do anything else to that surface. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we can tap that off there. So if you've got like an opaque black or an ink that isn't drying immediately, that's a good trick, is put clear embossing powder over it. And as long as it's heat resistant acetate, when I heat that now, that will fix that. And I'll be able to continue without the ink smudging. And another good tip is work on the reverse side, okay?
Yeah.
And now, when we're talking about heat-resistant acetate as well, it's heat-resistant, not like Captain Scarlet and indestructible. Yeah. Can you remember the Misterons were just like a red torch, weren't they? But I was terrified of that.
Yes.
This is the voice of the Misterons. We were easily scared when we were a kid. Right, so there you go. Now, look, that now has got texture. It ain't smudging. We're good to go, right?
Right.
So now we're turning it over. We've got floor polish. We've got that. We need colour. And what we're going to use, let's use aqua pens. Now, this
Why
is
not?
even easier than I've done in the past. This is, if you've seen me do cotton crystal in the past, this is easier. So, you know, when you do something that you find something amazing that someone's come up with, and then you do another bit to it, you go, well, that makes it easier again. Isn't that a good thing? That you can just add your own spin to it. So this is where you're going to work quite quickly. You want a large brush. We've got the floor polish. We're going to scribble like this, big chunks of colour like that. And another big chunk of colour there. And then we'll do a bit of pink now. So don't dilly-dally or tarry, okay?
Or what?
Dilly-dally or tarry. You know.
Towie?
Tarry.
What does that mean?
It means just like procrastinate, I think.
Towie?
Tally, I think so.
Oh, tally.
Tally, yeah.
I thought you were saying don't towie, as in...
Towie, as
The
in
Only
like
Way is Essex.
the show thing, yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, don't towie.
Don't tally or towie.
Oh, yeah. And now look, you're squirting quite a bit of that on there, and don't over smoosh. But you do need this stuff to move like that. All right? And that's what gives you that crystal look.
Yeah.
Then you can take a bit of the glitter that's in this set. Now, this is where you're going to find out if your table's flat or not.
Okay.
And we can put a little bit, if you've got loads in here, a little bit of glitter soaks it up a little bit. So
Now, this is alchemy as well. You were talking about alchemy earlier on. This is bubble, bubble, toil and trouble, this, isn't it?
Cool? Yeah.
I mean...
In fact, we'll not put this bling in this one because I've made this quite wet. And then what you do is you get your paper and you put it over like that, right? And you get your large brush. Now, come on, you can do this. Anybody can do this. I've done this in workshops loads of times, and people love it. Now, the first time, I was saying earlier, the first time I tried this out, it was before I had a craft room or anything like that. I had the dining room, and all around the dining room. I'm sweating. I had about 20 of them drying overnight because I couldn't stop playing with it. It was like, whoa, let's try another colour combination. Let's try a little bit of different glitter in that. Let's try a bit of blingy. If you put the spray in that, you're going to get different. Try not to split the paper. If it does, we can fix it. You can pop a little bit of paper over the back of it and then pop a little bit more of the polish on there. Now, that's you done, right? And you think, well, I don't know what it looks like. And you've got to be patient because this now has to dry and bond to each other. But if you're careful, you can have a little sneaky peek and go, oh.
Ooh.
So you can see that's going to look rather pretty. Now that'll get trimmed down like that and there and like that. And that's going to look rather magical.
How long do you have to leave it for?
Isn't it cool?
How long do you have to leave it for?
Oh, if you leave it, I'm going to try and dry this before the Beautiful Beginnings, so you can see it. But what I'm going to do is let it dry naturally. You're best off leaving it overnight in a warm, dry room. But I did force dry some last night. So if you leave it for an hour, possibly 2 if you can, and then use a heat gun or hair dryer gently, and then trim it.
So we're going to have to wait until Beautiful Beginnings to see the
reverse side. But I have some I made earlier. Let me show you one. Should we do another one? In the meantime, how quick was that?
I mean, it was super quick, but I want to see it
what
now.
Is it? Oh,
do it. Dry it now. Dry quicker.
Oh. So what you're looking for, when it's dry, that's what you're looking for, okay? That's what you need. You need that like that. And
wow.
You see the way it's all like bonded together. And then what you're going to do, you're going to take your trimmer and you then just get everything underneath the trimmer like this. But it needs to be, that's why it needs to be, it goes kind of like crispy, crunchy, because it's all bonded together, and that's the only way you can trim it nicely like that. And you want all these little jagged edges, which is why if you use like a man-sized tissue, you get more to play with because you don't have to trim it down as much. And then, yeah, it does look like tie-dye. It looks really super cool. Let me try a clean piece of card so you can see it properly. It does show great against white. You can put it against black, but look how
that is
gorgeous
unbelievable.
Stunning, isn't it? And then you go, which way does it look best? Do I like it that way? Do I like, I think this way? This would look cool because that would look like, kind of looks like flowers. You know, this flower here.
Well, it looks like bracken and heather in the front of it.
Absolutely. See that flower there, multi-stamped along there?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that look gorgeous? And then paint it. Now, here's another little tip. Oh, we've got to come back. Remind me to tell you, colouring in with the glossy highlights onto this.
Okay.
We may have to do that. Should we have a
Should we do that in a minute? Because I can go through the Spring Fairy collection whilst you get that ready.
Then.
I want to see, honestly, I've seen some great things here on this channel in the 3.5 years I've been here. That might just be one of the greatest. That was unbelievable. But I want to, yes, the goat over there. Bah, the goat. The crafty goat. That's what I'm going to call Sheena from now on. You're the goat, you are. The greatest of all time. That was, but I want to, don't you, you'll be back later on to see the results, won't you? But we're going to do some more in a minute. We're going to do some more. Ben doesn't do delayed gratification, says, I've got to see it now. I want it all. I want it all. And I want it now. This is so cool, says Melanie D. Eva B says, okay, Sheena, you get to wear the crown again. That technique is stunning. The goat. Let's all start that. Hashtag the goat. Evelyn says, that's what my sunrise looks like a little while ago. And Twinkle Marge says, I use a straw as a pipette. Just dip and hold your finger over the end to lift then release onto the palette. So you've got that option, yeah, if you don't have a pipette. Jeffrey says, Ben, no dad jokes today. Don't you have some Valentine's ones? Maybe later. Now is not the time. Today's Valentine's joke, by the way, if you follow me on Instagram, my daily stories, I do a dad joke a day off this calendar I got as a Secret Santa gift. Today's joke was rubbish. I mean, even by my standards. I almost didn't post it, but then I thought I've posted every day this year a joke, but I thought I've got to post it. It was poop.
Was it that bad? Was it really?
I can't even remember. I'll read it to you. I'll find it. I can't even remember. Have
you deleted it from your memory? Is it locked away somewhere?
It's not funny. Here it is. Today's dad joke was: why is Valentine's Day the best time for a celebration? Because you can really party hearty.
What? Oh, because they're hot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that's bad.
That is rubbish, isn't it?
That kind of hurts.
Yeah.
A bit.
Yeah. So just to let you know, if you were disappointed in me today, I nearly didn't. Not my fault. I didn't write the calendar. I didn't lol at that one. We'll come back and do some more demos with Sheena in just a second. We want to see more. We want to see more of that. And we're going to use the glossy highlights. But if you want the Spring Fairy collection, this is it in all its glory. This is all of the stuff you're going to get to play with as far as your mixed media is concerned. And the colour palette, I think you'll agree, is gorgeous. Just the colour palette we're wanting right now as we head into springtime with the Spring Fairy. You get, and all of these colours, by the way, are new, apart from your luxury gilding flakes and the soft rose, which you've seen before. Those are consumables. Yeah, absolutely. You need more, so that's all cool. But all of the colours you're getting are new. You've got your tricolour aqua pen. This is called Fairy Blooms. This is your water-based pen, which you've got in soft sun. You've got warm blush and magical green. You're also going to get your metallic marker. This is in the rose gold. And then you're going to get your tricolour brush pen. So this is your alcohol marker, which is Foxglove Sunglow. And it's Sunglow, soft orange, and then your Floral Radiance. Come down here, you can see again all the colours beautifully matched. You've got a pot of our glitter paste in the fairy dress, and then shimmer spray in the dancing green. I'll come on to that other shimmer spray in just a second, but you can see how these are all going to match up absolutely beautifully with each other. Come across the centre here, you get your first set of sort of pearls and adhesives. So you've got your gems here, that's the flower kisses. Those are those sort of green and sort of purple faceted gems, and then you've got these, well, they are just like little drops of sunshine, and those are also in adhesive pearls in different sizes. New shimmer ink pad, which is your champagne shimmer, which is in that sunbeam, and then you're going to get the beautiful sun-kissed blossom glitter. Down the bottom here, this is the one. This is the one that Moseby loves. That chunky glitter paste in the wildflowers. Get out of town. That, friends, is just marvellous. Big, chunky, glittery goodness just for you. You're going to love it. And the great thing is, I think still you can pick up individuals of this. So if you love the whole collection, you'll definitely be buying more of that. Another shimmer spray, so that is in your Rosebud. Across here, you've got sequins. You're going to get a packet of those in the soft petals. Your glitter glue, so your fairy wings. It's got that beautiful sort of pink tinge, but then that iridescent sparkle to it. And then you've got your duet ink pad as well with the sweet pea. Love that colour of green. And then, as we mentioned, your luxury gilding flakes in the soft rose. Then you get all of your hardware. So if you want to be able to recreate what you've just seen with Sheena, you'll need this, which is the Fairy of the Meadow, your stamp set. Really nice, because that's where we meet that Spring Fairy. You've got the beautiful sort of build-up of your foliage there. You've got little floral accents and embellishments, and that stunning script as well, which I think is just going to be so great for this type of crafting that you're seeing with Sheena. Then you've got sentiments, really lovely sentiments. Believe, love, dream. And as our Nicola was saying last week, that is the new live, love, live. Is it live, laugh, love? Live, love, laugh. Live, laugh. Live, love, laugh. Live, laugh, love. It's now believe, love, dream. Then you're going to get your embossing folder, the Floral Meadow. Very pretty and fantastic, because if you love to do your mixed media, you're going to love to use these stencils. This one's been used, I think, with that Sweet Pea Duet ink pad, and then also your Sun-Kissed Blossom Glitter. This one is the beautiful sort of foliage, that sort of vine that, that you've got with the wildflower chunky glitter paste. So I'm just laughing then, because I remember the joke I told last time I ain't doing it again. No, I'm not doing it again. Because it looks... It looks like a beanstalk, doesn't it? Right, so that was then I told that joke. I'll just do it for you, Jeffrey. We heard it, I did it last time. What do you call it when you are scared of the giant who lives at the top of the beanstalk? Fee-fi-phobia. Fee-fi-phobia.
I like that one.
That one should have been on the calendar today, shouldn't it, eh? Fee-fi-phobia. And then you've also got your mushroom stencils in there too. So that is the full collection. $79, I make myself laugh if no one else. $79.99 or $107.99 if you're a platinum member and you're shopping in the US. If you are getting this today, you're very, very close, aren't you, to that free shipping? So do have a look elsewhere on this show and pick up more deals, or indeed shop elsewhere, maybe in the Valentine's sales section on the website, and use that code on those items. Right, we're going to take a short break. We're going to keep you in suspense. This is what they do on like the, you know, the mainstream TV channels, isn't it? Where they go, right, the result is... We'll reveal it after this short break.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Hi, I'm Becky. I'm the soft craft expert for Crafter's Companion. I've always crafted. I think because my parents worked at Shepperton Studios, I grew up at Shepperton. They were always working, so my holidays and my weekends and my evenings were spent at the studios, and I just sort of sit around with the other artists, and they'd give me a bit of clay to play with or some fabric. So I was making things, and there were a couple of children around the same sort of age, and we just used to make clothes for our Cindy dolls. I'm flighty with my crafts. I want to try everything, so I all out and I decide tomorrow I'm going to be doing candle making, and I buy all the stuff and I make candles, and then I lose interest and I move on to the next thing. I want to be able to have a little go at all sorts of crafts, and I've always been like that ever since I was a small child, so I think I can turn my hand and give anything a go. My craft inspiration, I think, a lot of that comes from the internet, looking online, being able to watch sort of artists producing bits and pieces, as well as sort of just general crafters. But a lot of my inspiration came from sort of my mum and my mum's friends, which were all sort of great designers and people that created all sorts of different things. The Crafters TV audience have been so kind to me. So when I first started, and I've not been here a huge amount of time, and I've done a little bit of presenting, I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people, we know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs the items that they've made when they've been inspired by the shows. I think that's great. My biggest achievement is when I put it on social media, I said that I was more proud of this than I was when I had my children. It was when I won a Demo of the Week. I was just absolutely gobsmacked that I'd won Demo of the Week. I don't often win Demo of the Day, so to win Demo of the Week, I was really, really super excited. Oh God, I can't give you the gossip because I've promised that I wouldn't give any of the gossip away, but it is great. Lots of us stay overnight in a house here, which is brilliant because we all get to know each other on a real personal kind of level rather than just colleagues. So it's a really great atmosphere, and there's so much to learn from all of these people that I work with. So I feel really quite blessed to be part of this, and it is a happy family, I have to be honest.
Sorry, I was just dancing along there. Producer Nicola was going shoop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop in my ear. So we're having a great time today. Plenty of fun vibes going on, plenty of crafty vibes as well, and loads of love for the show. The comment, wow, B says, wow, just wow. I think I could do this. You could, you absolutely could. This is the thing, this is the genius about Sheena. Whilst Sheena is the GOAT, she's now going to be known, the greatest of all time, she shows you these things, but then makes it very followable and easy for you to try and have a go at. I don't think you ever go away going, oh, Sheena's like an expert, she's been doing it for years, there's no way I can do that. You do go away, you go, okay, I can do that. I can do that. I can be the future GOAT.
Yep.
Anyway, B says, I'm going to have lots of fun playing around with that idea. Wow, wow, wow. Melanie D says, I will be rewatching this show 1,000,000 times. So many ideas. Anne says, my Jeopardy calendar says Richard Cadbury created the first heart-shaped chocolate box. Not funny either, but interesting. Anne, I'd rather have had that on my calendar this morning than that joke.
Cadbury, God bless him.
Yes, God bless Richard Cadbury. Paul Prince times 4 says, I reuse tissue paper from gifts for caught in crystal, even the coloured tissue. I do use glossy highlights, just a fun technique. And a couple of questions coming in here. So one from Karen, one from Mary. Can we just explain again what that solution is that you use to do that? Because I think Karen's, she's saying, can you use laminate cleaner in the same brand rather than vinyl cleaner you've used? But it wasn't vinyl cleaner, was it?
No, it was protective. It was a floor gloss.
Yeah.
Just look at floor polish, floor gloss, and if it's liquid, it's going to look. Let me pull this out and show you. It looks kind of like white, and it's just like an acrylic. Imagine your glossy highlights watered down, much thinner. That's kind of this, all acrylic base. It's going to dry hard, and this is fab. I've used this before, but it's see how viscous it is, see how thick it is. This I would save for my things that you are going to want to dome and stay where it's at. You know, with domes, doesn't it, when it dries and it stays where it's put. If you notice when I used this, it was flowing, it was liquid, and it was smushing everywhere to make all those colours marble in and run in together, and that's why the thinner solution works much better. If I was doing it with this, I would probably water it down, put it in a little cup and add some like 50% water to it, because all it needs to do is to be strong enough to have the bonding power to stick a bit of one-ply tissue to a bit of acetate while it dries, and you can trim it. And then this is the thing that I just did. You know that one I just trimmed up then? Mm-hmm. And I said it would look good with that little floral. So I just stamped it, that and the floral, using the Finesse water resistant ink and black, and multi-stamped it. So it was this stamp here from this set, so from that gorgeous spring collection, that one there, multi-stamped. And I used a glittery embossing, clear and glitter embossing. And then this is the wording from that spring set as well. And I just think that looks so pretty but contemporary at the same time, doesn't it?
It's such an incredible result. I've never seen anything quite like it, if I'm being honest. Amazing.
It's cool, isn't it?
And on that note, Mary's just asking, is heavy-duty acetate okay to use with heat embossing?
Yes, not with heat embossing. If you're going to put any heat on it, so if you're going to apply heat in any way, you definitely need the heat resistant. Because it'll crinkle up in no time. Yeah. Even with the heat resistant, if you're too fierce with it, if you hold the heat gun too close, it'll still ripple a bit. And you don't want that if you're embossing on one side and you want to then pour the solution on the other. If it's more rippled, it's going to be harder to control. Yeah? Yeah. Do you want to do another one?
Let's do it. Keep the questions coming in. I know we've only got 25 minutes or so, but keep them coming. This is what we're here for, and particularly as we get into these more sort of, not difficult techniques, but more sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Intricate techniques, if you like. If there's something you don't quite understand, or again you want to check on what Sheena's using, please feel free to ask, because we want to make sure that you do go away at the end of the show and try all of these things out, because it's absolutely worth a go. If you can get results like this, I mean, it's going to be incredible, isn't it? So back to Sheena, what are we going to do next?
Well, these are the couple that I've got previously made as well, and I'm thinking, what if you didn't have heat resistant acetate, you could just use your regular acetate, and we'll stencil with this on top of that. Yes. Very soon. But let's do another one of those backgrounds to recap for people who didn't see it. How about that? Yeah. Yeah. So we'll pop that there for the minute. So what you need, the best thing to use as well is, copy paper. If you've got any copier paper at home. If you just put the acetate on a piece of copy paper, not good card, because what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pick it up while it's all smushy and in that state like that, and leave it somewhere to then dry. You want to transport it somewhere so that you can let it dry. So it's easier if it's on a bit of copy paper. Yeah. So for this one, we'll take that. I'm not even going to put anything down on this yet. We'll not. We could stamp it with something. Shall we use one of the Mother Earth stamps?
If you like.
Shall we use that?
Why not?
Let's do that, because I'm wondering about that globe. I think that globe would look really nice. And imagine that globe stamp on something like this background. I think that would look.
Oh, that would be
gorgeous,
perfect.
Wouldn't it?
The main stamp, yeah.
Yeah. So this is the process. This is what I would do. I don't know whether I should try the rocker block on this, or let's do it for speed. The thing is with acetate is if it goes wrong, often if you're quick enough, you can wipe it off. And the reason I'm saying I was reluctant to use the rocker block is stamping onto acetate is a little bit trickier because it's very slippy. It's got nothing to cling to, so it can like run away from you. And let's also use that technique I've just done that you didn't see me use. I've used the embossing powder That was the sparkle. Bear with, I'm looking for it. I've got that much out here. I am absolutely in my crafty
Having a
element here,
great
Ben,
time.
because this is what my craft table looks like once I start playing. Absolutely. You can't, if I'm in the full swing of this creative flow, you can't even see the floor. I'm just saying, I can't. So I'm going to go over this with a little bit of anti-static, because whenever you're stamping and embossing on clear acetate, acetate is more static than anything, and the bits of your embossing powder will absolutely cling to that. So I'm going to use the waterproof. Now, this normally dries really quickly, but on acetate, it takes a little bit longer. But it's still a bit drier than the opaque black, which I want it to hold the embossing powder, but not too much, because this is going on a non-porous surface. So an ink pad that seems quite dry, even on acetate, takes longer.
Yeah.
If you bear that in mind. So let's hope we can get this in one stamp. That's not bad. We'll live with that. And then I'm going to pop this on here. And this is going to be that pretty sparkly finish that we just saw. And put that on my craft card. And then we'll start and we'll go through those bits and pieces. Have I got paint on that already? You know what? I've got paint on me. But it'll be fine. It'll be okay. It'll be fine. No harm, no foul. Okay, bear with though, because I'll move that out of the way. I've got to critical mass now with the mess.
Critical
I may need
mass.
to I concede defeat and tidy up at some point, Ben. Right.
I mean, that is the craft space of someone who has had a great time, isn't it? I mean, look at that mess.
Absolutely.
Look at that.
You can tell you're having fun when it looks like this, can't you?
Exactly right. You know, if your craft desk doesn't look like that, are you even having fun? I know there's lots of people who are very neat and tidy crafters out there, but not War Sheena.
Oh, absolutely
when she gets in the groove.
In fact, just not tidy in any way, shape or form in life in general. Thank you very much. Just saying. And on that thing, can I just say happy Valentine's, Maria?
Oh, yeah.
just when I think of not being tidy.
Yeah. Well, I guess you won't be back in time for any Valentine's meals or anything later tonight, will you?
No, it's going to be probably about 11:30 or something. So yeah, maybe supper or something, and that's it. Yeah. So right, so now we've got that on there. I didn't want to overheat it, but I think we're okay. Let's just do a little bit more. Just I think it could be. I don't want to overheat. Like I say, heat-resistant acetate is resistant to heat. It's not totally indestructible, and I didn't want that to warp too much. But that's going to work fine when I turn it over. And now we can do what we did before. We can let me put these bits out of the way.
Dane's asking, would quick dry ink work on acetate?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah? Quick dry ink is what you want. Yeah. If you don't want to emboss it, that's the way to go for sure.
And Karen says, could you stamp with stays on?
Stays on, fabulous. Yes, absolutely. Versa, fine. Yeah, anything like that. So what am I looking for now? Yes, I want my tissue.
Whatever you're looking for, you won't be able to find it. Oh, you did.
You what, sorry?
I say whatever you're looking for, you probably won't be able to find it.
It's there.
It's there.
Just where, that's the thing. It's like pantomime, isn't it? It's behind you. All right, so we're going to scrunch those up again. It's the little scrunchy things that you want that makes it interesting. You don't want to, if you're a neat person, don't think that laying them down nice and flat is going to make it a better result. It isn't. You want that little bit where it folds and you get the facets in it. So you need to scrunch them up and kind of flatten it out a little bit, but not too much. So we've got that there. We've got this. We've got our floor polish. So Mop and Glow in the States. But if you go onto Amazon, that's the one I've got, HG1, big, huge bottle of it there. And there's other ones, Lakeland do it as well. So now let's pick out the colours that we want to use. Shall we do there was one I used last night, it was really pretty, like blues and bear with, I'm looking.
Please hold the line, caller.
Yes, please hold. That one, let's do that one. Right, so we've got some pink, we've got some blue, and we've got some pretty colours in there. So have everything ready before you start, because once you start scribbling with these guys, it can... stick where it's at on your acetate. You need to get that colour on quite quickly so that it moves, because you don't want it to just look like a bit of acetate that's got a bit of colour scribbled on it. You want it to look like you've got some, it's all smushing in together. But what I used to do back in the day, I would have the solution on first and then drop colour in the solution. Well, this is actually easier like this, because you just put it where you want it.
Yeah.
It's easier to kind of control it a bit more that way. And then can you see how if you don't hang around too long, and just, again, the pipette's a great addition to this technique, because you can literally just put it where you can see it's
And you've
static.
added about, what, 7, 8 drops there? It's not a lot, is it?
No, it's hardly any. So this stuff lasts a long time. And then what you can do as well is we can get those sprays back in the mix. Let's pop a little bit of this gold in. In fact, let's just pop a little bit. Let's just do that. Pop a little like that and see if a little bit bling coming through. And then you get your, and you put glitter in here as well if you want, a little bit of glitter. And then you pop that down there like that. Get your big brush again. Make sure it's not wet, because that will dilute the solution that you put on there, and you need that to cling. You need that to stick this little bit of tissue to the background. Because it's all going to get trimmed together, remember. And if it looks like you need a little bit more in places, you can use a pipette just to wet it here and there if it's looking a bit dry, and then it'll just stick down like that. And that's where you then have to be patient, which is why you're probably going to make about another 50 or so while you're waiting for that one to dry.
And we'll be able to show this when? Beautiful beginning, did you say?
Yes, absolutely. I've started dry this other one, so we can probably turn it over so you can see the other one. But if we try, and if you're careful and it's well stuck, you can sort of start to see what you're going to get there. But we'll colour this in a little bit. That looks a little bit dark and a little bit pale.
Yeah.
This is the one we did earlier. Let me get another, because this one you're already starting to be able to see what's on there.
That is incredible.
See, that's going to look really pretty. So we're going to dry that, and we're going to trim it to there and to the bottom, and then we're going to put some nice wording on there. But you can see how cool that's going to look, isn't it? We're going to dry that one.
Absolutely.
So that is another coat and crystal. So, and the good thing about these pens is, when you use one pen, I've put colours together that work nicely together. So if you pick any of them up, you're going to get a good mix. Do you want to try the glossy highlights, Nicola?
I think we're going to try that. Are we now?
All right. Well, what
Nicola's
I need to do is I need some way to kind of dilute it a little bit, because let me see if I can do it on the work surface. So let me get another bit of acetate. Bear with.
Do you need a minute?
Yeah, if I can. That'd be great. Yeah, a minute would be great. Thanks, Ben.
What we doing, sorry? What now? Oh, cool. Mother Earth is here. So, Mother Earth, 25% off if you want to get this collection. This comes with your set of aqua markers, which, whilst they're not new colours, they have been specially curated by Sheena to work flawlessly with this collection. So you've got your tricolour aqua pens. It's 9 pens, 27 colours you're going to be receiving here, and you can see them all. So you've got your Bold Brights, you've got your heather, and you've got your scarlet and your orange in there. You've got your CMYK, you've got your peach cobbler. We were only talking about peach cobbler yesterday, actually. I was like, what's peach cobbler? And now I know. Caramel latte is all of your beautiful colours, like your chestnuts, your fawn, your desert in there. You've got your dark shadow, some more of your blacks and your greys, your fabulous foliage, which is your greens. You've got your proud peacocks, all of those sort of peacock colours, rich jewels, things like your orchid, your crimson in there, and then you've got your beautiful blooms, which is your rose, you've got kingfisher, you've got olive in there. So 9 pens, 27 colours, but again, the fact that these are water soluble, plenty more than the 27 colours that you're going to be getting. And then you're going to get all of these fantastic stamps. This one is the one which Sheena's just used a few moments ago. That's from the You Are My World collection. But look at all of these beautiful stamps that you'll be getting in this set. Normally, you'd be paying, nearly £70, $90 for all of these. You've got a 25% saving today, which is $17.94 off, or $22.70. Platinum price is another 20% off that 25. You're down to £41.60 or $53.60. Bit of a bargain. Those are all those colours. I should have found that board first up, really, shouldn't I? But all the colours that you've got for your tricolour aqua markers within your Mother Earth collection. As I say, not new colours, just newly curated collection, especially for this set. Jane Quigley says, my dining room table resembles something similar to that at the Mo. I had a fun, messy play today. And as we go back to Sheena, Joe Holzer just says, is that the floor polish in the pipette?
Yes, it was the floor polish in the pipette. It
Yes.
just makes it easier than using that huge thing to apply the mixture. Having said that, I've just mixed a new portion.
Oh, have you?
Yes, because what you need is, if you know those little jars you get that have got the jam in and stuff. If you keep them, they're really good. You know,
Yeah,
in your hotel you
The
get
little
them.
mini ones, yeah.
Keep them, because what you need is something to mix this in to make it runny. Because
Okay.
when you look at your glossy highlights, and that water's dirty, so it's going to be, when you look at your glossy highlights, let me show you on here, it's meant to stay where you put it and dome. Yeah, that's far too thick. I don't know if you can even see that. Let me try a bit of black card. Yeah, put it on a bit of black card. So you squeeze it out. Looks nothing like the consistency of the floor polish, is it? Nothing.
No.
Yeah, it domes and it stays where it's at. But what you need is it to be much more runny. So I basically squeezed a little bit, just a little bit, like that much in there. And then I put, so you can, because it's so affordable, and if you didn't want to go down the route of searching for your glossy, your floor polish, if you add a good brush full of water, so you're going to mix it to a runny consistency like that. Can you see how now that resembles what we've just been using, doesn't it? And that'll do. So that's all we're going to do. We're going to pour that on now instead. But if we didn't do that, it would be too viscous, too thick. Okay, so just that with water.
Yep.
And how cool is that? Because then you can also paint on the reverse side of your acetate with it, with using that as well, which is something we'll do later. All right?
Nice.
So I've got another pen from this set. So we're going to do fiery now, Ben. So let's go with, we're not going to do, we haven't stamped on anything here, so I'm just going to do, you always start with your lighter colour because you can lose your lighter colour quicker than you can a darker colour.
Yeah.
So you can ring fence that a little bit by, avoiding it if you put that down first, yeah?
Yeah.
And then less of the darker colour, maybe a bit more, let's do a little bit more at the bottom here, let's do it like that. And possibly a little bit up there. Right, that should be more than enough. And then we're going to take this, we're going to pour that on now, yeah? And then we're going to smoosh like this. So say it's working the same way,
Yeah.
yeah? And that's the glossy highlight, so that's good. And now it's going to be fiery, this one.
It's going to be fiery.
Maybe pop a little bit more in there. But what I would do is mix a little bit in one of those jars or a little container, if you've got those mini storage container or something. And then you can still use a pipette, if you've got a pipette or whatever for that. Let's pop a bit of glitter or a bit of spray in that. Let's do it this way. Let's take this.
Go. Oh, yeah.
And take the brush this time.
Oh, okay. Brush it on.
And then pop a little bit like this, go through it in little veins like this.
Nicola's asking for more glitter.
She wants bling. Glitter,
She wants the bling.
She wants the bling.
Bring the bling.
Bring on the bling. So we've got some bling in the form of that. Let's pop a bling. So we've got this gorgeous pink again in that set, which will look really good at that. But be careful, if you put too much glitter in and you haven't got enough liquid, there's not enough to stick the the one bit to the next. So be sparing with the glitter. You'll need less than you think. And then that goes on there. How fun is this though? I mean, this is like proper play and crafting. I bet if the kids did this, they'd be in trouble, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
But you've just gone too far. You're making a mess now.
Go in the naughty corner.
Like, honestly, Mum, Sheena was doing.
Yes, Sheena said.
Yeah. I'm a bad influence, aren't I?
You are. You're a rogue.
I am.
A rebel.
A rebel. No fear. I'm all kinds of bad.
All kinds of bad.
So what I'm doing now, Ben, is I'm looking to see if there's any white bits, because if there's white bits, that's just bits that haven't bonded to to the acetate. So by using your flat brush gently, because you don't want to tear the paper either, you can stick down the edges a bit more, which makes it better. If you can keep it kind of square as well, it's easier for trimming than just a round puddle. Yeah, do you see the way I try to keep it like that? So now when I go later to trim this, it'll be much easier, and you can see how that one's going to be. Look, whoa, that's a winner.
It's got
Nicola. Whoa, that's a good collab.
Whoa!
Look at that one.
Fiery volcano.
It is. Woohoo.
Isn't it?
So with that one, so then you can stencil it and make it later. And when we come back to do a little bit with that as well. In fact, we could do a bit of stenciling now.
Oh, we've not got to wait till beautiful beginnings for that and all, have we?
You what, sorry?
We've got to wait for beautiful beginnings for that as well, have we?
Yeah, you have. I'm going to have a good fun tie break, aren't I? With a heat gun, sitting on the floor down here behind the counter, drying a whole pile of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. All right then, how much time have we got? Woo, not much.
We've got about 9 or 10 minutes. I can read a few more comments just whilst you're getting ready. Cindy just says, Sheena, you are amazing. Great show with lots of creativity and inspiration. And Karen Owen says, I got the Mother Earth collection for 24 bucks or 24 quid last week when it was on a 24-hour deal. I was also able to use a code with it, so it was an awesome deal. Wow, wow, wow. I love it. You can pick it up today, of course, for this price just here, $41.60 or $53.60. And Cindy Condi is asking about Mod Podge. Would that work? I have lots of that stuff around.
You know what? Try it. I haven't used it for that, but all you're looking for is an acrylic base that's fluid. That is going to dry and become, and that's it. And the good thing is that if you buy like this is great for your precision and your application, and it's very affordable, so you could still use that. But if you wanted to be super thrifty, if you want to do lots of them, something like floor polish, which isn't marketed to do what we're doing, is like the ultimate saving. So your call.
I mean, if you're someone who likes to clean and you're someone who likes to craft, you are quids in, really, aren't you?
Absolutely.
I mean, seriously, you just got to choose how much of your floor polish you want to use to actually do the job it's supposed to do, or to create like Sheena's doing over the course of the show. But isn't it brilliant? I love it. I'm always like mesmerised in these shows where our guys bring in other things that you'd never expect to use within craft to create effects.
That's the ultimate crafter's kind of mission, is to transform something and take it out of its normal environment and go, can you believe what you can do with that? What?
I call it, I don't know if you remember this show, it's like MacGyver.
Yes, so MacGyver, absolutely.
Yeah, you're like, it's like MacGyvering. You're like the crafty MacGyver.
There you go, yeah. Yeah, they're always on about that on the Alaskan shows I'm watching all the time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, MacGyver it. Yeah, they love that. Love a bit of MacGyver in Alaska. Yeah. Right then, Ben. So I've taken one of these gorgeous stencils, which is also in that spring floral kit. Yeah. And I'm using the flowery one that's here. And on the acetate, on that background we've created, and I'm going to use this stronger. I think this of the two, this one here is chunkier, but I think it's going to be more opaque because that background needs something a bit stronger. So let's do a bit of stenciling with that guy there. And let me get a knife and then see how this looks, shall we not? So I've used some stick and spray, and we'll pop this. Now this is stuff I haven't done. I've done coat and crystal loads in the past, and because this is the super chunky stuff, you know, the stuff that's got it looks like a virtual disco ball in it, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I'm not scraping it on and scraping it off. I'm being very liberal with it because I'll scrape all the excess off in a minute. I need this to be quite chunky because it's bigger kind of shards. It's bigger. It's like your sugar, you know, you've got your icing sugar, it's like powder, and then you've got your granulated. Yeah. And then your sugar crystals for your coffee. This is more like your crystals in your posh coffee. Yeah. It's so if you want to catch all the detail, you have to be quite generous with it, but all this stuff, once I take this off, is going to go back in the jar. Okay. Yeah. And that's again just another different application tip when you're using the bigger, chunkier, what I call the disco ball stuff that Leanne's put together here. So, shall we see what that looks like?
Come on. Nice.
Crystal.
Yeah.
It's a bit chunky on the thing. I think I was a bit generous on the thing. It's gonna, but that's pretty.
That is really pretty.
And then you're gonna put just your little whatever on there as well. Oh, but you know, you need to see it against that background then. That's when it pops. You need to see it against that white background. And then something like You Believe.
Absolutely.
I'm singing Cher in my head every time I see that.
Do you believe in love after love?
Yeah. I love this. It's going back in there. So all this here, just make sure you scrape all that off and put it back in the jar. You want as much of that as possible. And it's good that this is the last little thing I think we're probably going to get to do, because that needs to go with me and get cleaned now. So my, between this, my lunch hour is going to be drying acetate and cleaning stencils. Thank you very much, but I'm not bitter.
Well, we've had a fun couple of hours, haven't we? You know what? So into every life. Well, as I say, we've had a fun couple of hours, but now she's got to go and clean and all. So we've had fun, but you know, now comes the not so fun bit. And can you tidy up over there as well, for goodness sake?
I think I need to tidy up a bit. Can you imagine? When I come back, it's like, yeah, we'll tidy up. Yeah, was that Debbie Fisher or Debbie Fisher? Yeah, she'll be rocking, bless her, if she sees this. Like, oh, it's not right. It's not right. Yeah, I'll do what I can. Debbie, I'm on it. Debbie.
Yeah, she'll be watching. Lee Cornet.
Debbie, I'm fine. Wait, Lee Cornet? Is that your name? Lee Cornet?
Oh dear. Do you want one final look at the Spring Fairy collection? It's been a show, this, hasn't it? Hasn't it been a fantastic show? $79.99 or $107.99 for this collection, your Spring Fairy, where you're going to get all of these fantastic goodies. So you've got your tricolour aqua pen, the Fairy Blooms, which is your soft sun, your warm blush, your magical green. You've also got in there your metallic paint marker in that beautiful rose gold. As we said, all new colours here, apart from your gilding flakes, which you're getting. Tricolour brush pen, foxglove, sun glow. So you've got your sun glow in there, you've got your soft orange and your floral radiance. And then you've got, I mean, all of these fantastic colours in the glitter. So these were the two that Sheena just showed you. That was the one she used, the chunky glitter paste, the wildflowers, and then you've also got your glitter paste as well, the fairy dust. Shimmer spray with the dancing green, and then your rosebud. So again, two fantastic shimmer sprays to add to your collection if you've maybe picked up the 10 shimmer sprays that we've got on the show too. Then you've got all of your little embellishments, I suppose, really. You've got your gems, which is your flower kisses. You've got your sequins, so you're getting a big bag of your soft petal sequins. Pearls, so you've got the sunshine drops, and then you've also got your glitter glue, which is the fairy wings, and then these four final elements here, two new pads. So you've got your duet ink pad here, which is in that beautiful sweet pea, and you've got your champagne shimmer ink pad as well in the sunbeam, and then you've got your luxury gilding flakes, which is the soft rose, and then you've got your glitter, which is that beautiful sun-kissed blossom. So those are all of the kind of mixed media elements that you're going to be using, and then all of your stencils, of course, to work with these as well. So you've got the beautiful mushrooms. This one is the one that you've seen Sheena just using with the foliage, and then you've got that beautiful floral in there as well. And then embossing folder, beautiful dies, your believe, your love, and your dream. And then finally is your Fairy of the Meadow, which is those fantastic stamps with the beautiful texture detail here, and then also that script as well. And there's the fairy herself. $79.99 or $107.99 platinum price. What a show. We'll do it again in a couple of hours, Sheena, won't we? Because we're going to have to come back and see the results of what you've just shown us, plus more stuff in Beautiful Beginnings.
Just more stuff, more playing. I think we've got to get that butterfly. I really want to stamp and emboss the butterfly on one of the four metallic backgrounds. I think that would be really cool.
We shall look forward to all of that. And do make sure you come back and join us, because it's going to be a fantastic couple of hours. We'll also do Essentials Corner for you as well. So if you've got any questions you want to ask Sheena, then do fire those in. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. We have thoroughly enjoyed your company. Thank you to the team. And yeah, if you've got a couple of spare hours, do make sure you join us over on 24/7 for more crafty fun. Paul Prince says this show has been great, and Jane Quigley says this has been the most amazing show, hasn't it? We'll see you back here in 2 hours. Bye for now.